Hi everyone, this is a lesson on understanding what a parabola's vertex and axis of symmetry is by graphing. So here's an example. If I had an equation of y equals x squared and I needed to find its axis of symmetry and its vertex, and I wanted to do it by graphing, I would draw a graph by choosing a bunch of x coordinates to plug in. So I usually start with -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, plug it into the equation. So then for x squared, -2 squared would be +4, -1 squared would be +1, 0 squared would be 0, 1 squared would be 1, 2 squared would be 4. And then I would graph that, so that would be -2, 4, -1, 1, 0. That's probably not the right shape there. 1, 4, and then I would connect the dots and I would draw my graph. And I would be able to find my axis of symmetry because a parabola is symmetrical around the exact halfway point. So I'm looking for where the exact middle of this parabola is. So that's going to be this point right there. So that's going to be called the vertex. And then I'm going to draw an axis of symmetry through the vertex because the axis of symmetry always goes through the vertex because it goes through the middle of the parabola, and it's the line that shows that the parabola is symmetrical on both sides. Okay, so this vertex has a coordinate of 0, 0. The way I can be sure that I've accurately gotten this middle point is that if I look at the table of points, you'll see that the y values repeat on both sides of the vertex. So if I have the correct vertex here, then when I go up 1 and down 1, I will have the exact same y point. If I go up 2 and down 2, I'll get the exact same y point. So that is a way to check that I have the correct vertex. If I take a look at one more example to make sure that I have this idea right, I'm going to do y equals x squared minus 6x plus 9. So I'm going to graph that. I'm going to pick a bunch of x, y points. I'm going to go with -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 again. I'm going to plug in 0 first, so 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 9 will be 9. I'm going to do the negative so that you can see that when you put this in your calculator or do it, you have to square the 1 and the negative because x is -1. So you have to square the whole number, the sign and the digit. Minus 6 times parentheses -1 plus 9, so that will be +1 plus 6 is 7 plus 9 is 16. And then -2 squared minus 6 times -2 plus 9 would be 25. You can check that out. If I put in 1, that's going to be 1 minus 6 is -5 plus 9 is 4. Then if I plug in 2, I'll get 1. If I plug in 3, I'll get 0. Now I'm continuing on with 3 because I don't see any repeating pattern here. And so I'm going to try some numbers to keep going with some numbers, and I don't know which direction to go, but I'm guessing this way because these numbers are smaller, which is not necessarily true, so you just have to go in both directions until you find a repeating pattern. So I plug in 4, I get 1, I plug in 5, I get 4, I plug in 6, I get 9. I now see a repeating pattern, 1, 1, 4, 4 for the y values, therefore this must be my vertex. So I'm going to go ahead and graph it around 3, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 0 is my vertex. Let me do this in a different color so you can see it better. So this is 3, 0, and that's my vertex. And then 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, and 0, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something around there. Go over one more. That's going to be roughly like this. So if I do my graph and I cut the parabola exactly in half, it's going to go through that vertex point. So this is going to be my axis of symmetry by graphing, and this is going to be my vertex, which is 3, 0. So you can see both by table of points and by graphing that this is my vertex.